Yeah, no, you came in early. We don't normally let people come early. Yeah, but
It's not going to go 2 hours.
at least maybe 2.5.
I got some. I got
Sit your hands back down. I told you, make it 10, 15 minutes, 20, 30. You got a clicker, right? Yeah.
But I'm saying I don't want to be doing this every time. Yeah.
Yeah, TV in the back of the seat.
All right, Rich, how's everybody doing?
All right.
Excellent, excellent. We're getting close to MA stuff being ready to go. This Friday is October 1st, so officially 2 weeks from AEP. We're obviously doing United Healthcare today. And in 2 weeks, I'm going to go over again the processes of the best ways of enrolling, all the best practices, fun stuff like that. After we get done with Daniel today, stay behind. We're going to go over some really important stuff on ordering materials. Some people have not ordered materials, going to kind of make it easier and go over it and be done with it. So we have Daniel Middleton of United Healthcare. He's going to go over all the plan information, the important stuff for you, so you can make sure to let your clients know what's going on. So I'll leave you to it.
All right. Good afternoon, everybody. As he said, I'm Daniel Middleton. I'm the local United Healthcare territory manager here. Local meaning, skip. Local meaning, I said that's bad. Local meaning that I'm right here, right off of Dorchester Road for the most part. So anything that you may need concerning United Healthcare issues, questions about the products, etc., I'm your guy. Now, with United Healthcare, we have a dedicated support team locally in each region. So it's me here in the Low Country. Eddie Wolf is Richland County to Horry County. Joey is everything you see in the green up to Aiken. And then we have Brittany, she's new, she's the upstate. Now here's the thing, if you work in any of those territories, you can reach out to any one of those people. Or you can just reach out to me, because at the end of the day, we all have the same plan all throughout the state with the exception of Greenwood. But if you're working in one of those areas and there's something specific to that area, then these would be the people that you can reach out to. But you can get their information from me as well, as opposed to just trying to write it down from here. So this year's motto for United Healthcare is take advantage. And what they mean by that is we have a broad product portfolio. We have various different technologies that are available for agents to actually use. And so we want you guys to take advantage of that. And we also have a lot of things that we want the members that are on our plans to know that they have, so they can take advantage of it. So in turn, it goes right back to you knowing what we have for your members. Bless you. On our plans. Hold on. Oh, we skipped that. Okay. So this is our Lean platform. Yes. This is our Lean platform, which is our electronic enrollment platform, right? You have various different ways that you can enroll someone. You can do it by paper. You can do it through Lean, other systems as well. The thing about Lean is that Lean stores your applications, the ones that you started and stopped. That's also in Lean. You can look up all of your providers, etc. You can get to Jarvis, which is our back office as well through Lean. Lean is something that we implemented about 4 years ago. It started out a little bumpy. It's really, really good now. Another advantage of Lean is that a few years ago, they went to e-signature for Lean apps. So what that allows you to do is, while you're doing the application, when you're doing the sales appointment, if you're doing it by phone or in the presence of someone, it allows you to get an electronic signature if they don't want it. They don't accept the sale right at the time of the appointment. Instead of you going back, if they have email access, you can get DocuSign and send them a link so that you can get e-signature. Last year we added voice signature as well, so that you can call going through Lean. At the end of Lean, when you get to the end of the application, it allows you to select how you're going to secure the signature. So 2 years ago, we added eStem. Last year, we added voice signature. This year, as we continue to add things, we're adding text signature. So you can actually have someone enroll and sign up through text, their text signature. That's only available through Lean. They're gonna roll that out October 1st, I think, the first week of October, explaining how that, so that'll come out in the agent communication, all right? Another good thing about the Lean process is that when you're on Lean, it doesn't really allow you to make a mistake. Like if you pick the wrong SEP, it's gonna stop you. If the Medicare number doesn't match up, it's gonna stop you, all right? So that's another advantage, and it also gets your application in the system directly, so you don't have to worry about fax or mail or anything like that. So that's the benefit of using that system. And I just said all of that. So again, text signature will be coming soon, the first part of October before AEP starts. Jarvis is United Healthcare's, a lot of people call it the back office. So this is where you get to find a lot of information pertaining to United Healthcare. The toolkit, which has marketing materials, your Access to Learning Lab, which is the system that you have to do to get in to certify for United Healthcare. Pretty much everybody's done that already. And also you have to go through Jarvis to order your enrollment guides, all right? But another good thing about Jarvis is they added a year ago Medicare, Medicaid lookup, so you can look up your members, your prospective members, eligibility for Medicare and Medicaid. It also has the PhD chat. I always suggest that people use the PhD chat, especially if you're doing a lot of different things. PhD is the producer help desk. So that's where you call when you have questions about whatever you have questions about, if you're not calling me, okay? But the PhD chat allows you to put it in chat and keep doing what you're doing. Pretty much with any server that you use where you're calling for help, you're prone to be on hold. If you do the chat, you can continue asking your question, doing whatever you want to do, and get the answer as it comes up, so you're not being stuck. That's just a suggestion. PhD is actually pretty good from October to March. We have a lull during the summer. Right now they're amping it back up, so you can actually get what you need from PhD as well. Jarvis allows you to look up pretty much every provider, formulary, etc. through that system, okay? And Jarvis is not only available on your computer, but they have a mobile app now too. So you can do Jarvis through your phone. You're gonna find a lot of things that we talk about is gonna go back to your phone because everybody is using their phone for everything. So we try to make it so where everything is accessible to you through your phone for United Healthcare. I talked about the eligibility lookup. They did more than 2 million of those in the last 12 months.
Are they gonna,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
are they gonna add a feature where you can actually look up the Medicare number?
Well, through Jarvis, you can look
No.
up the number? No.
Right, exactly.
No.
When is that? Because a lot of times you'll run into folks that still have the old card with the social security number with the A at the end.
Right.
So, implement that feature.
I don't know if they're going to do that or when they're going to do that.
Okay.
But I take that away as something maybe that we can do. I don't. If you only have the Medicare number and it's the old number, if you call PhD, they can give you.
Yeah, they can do that.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're going to make it accessible like automated
us.
like that.
Okay.
Jarvis, I talked about that. Communication went out about this as well. The producer help desk. I spoke about that, but we have a system with United Healthcare. It's called the Premier Producer. What the Premier Producer is that United Healthcare wants to reward agents for selling United Healthcare as much as they possibly can. Not just making it easier for you to sell the product because the product is good, or making it easier for you to sell the product by technology, text, signature, and all of these things in Lean. But they also want to reward you for selling the product, and they do that through this Premier Producer program. Basically, you're rewarded according to your book of business with United Healthcare. And so it's a 3-tier system. It starts at silver, it goes to gold, it goes to platinum. And in that system, you're awarded certain things for the amount of sales that you have, either through the year or through your book of business. I think that's the next slide, it'll come up in a second. We talked about the sales materials portal. You have to go through Jarvis for that. The toolkit, which is also part of the Premier producer because they give you credits that you can use in the toolkit to secure things like the magnet on your car, etc. I spoke about Jarvis. And then the sales leaders are the 4 people that I mentioned before in state that are available to you, email, phone call, whenever. During AEP, my hours are whatever your hours are, right? So there's no bad time to call. If you're up working, me too, all right?
The premier producer, is that gonna be a monetary thing or?
It's right here.
Oh,
Next slide. So if you, according to your production level, no, ask all the questions, man, make it go fast. So they either do it by production level or book of business. So as you increase your sales, you increase your level. Of course, the highest level is the platinum producer, and I'm gonna talk about that one particularly. What that gives you access to is all of the things that you see here. When it says a dedicated support team, when you are one of these premier producers and you call in the PhD, you're routed to a whole different level of PhD. And when I say that is, with this company, just like with Care Improvement Plus before, where I came from, there are about 150 full-time PhD all the time in the United, like they know everything about the plans, right? They're just as good as having an agent to call. So as you make your increase through sales, when you call in, you get directly routed to one of these dedicated people. And when it says priority and queue, that's basically saying if I'm non-premier and you're platinum, then when you call, even if I call before you, your call jumps in front of mine. That's the type of thing that they're adding with the premier producer. I talked about the toolkit credit. You get $150 or $75 worth. UHC swag, shirts, towels, whatever the case may be. And early access to certifications. So when certifications came out this year, I think I sent out an email saying July 30th it opened. It actually opened on July 27th. I didn't realize that until one of these premier agents called me and told me that they were done, and I hadn't even opened it yet. So it gives you access to that. They're going to continue to build on that type of thing based upon your United Healthcare book of business. I talked about Learning Lab. If you know anyone that's not here and they want to see this presentation and they're not going to see it on through you, we have virtual sales meetings that are happening all this week and next week that you can get on with Learning Lab. Various different podcasts, live sessions, videos, all about how to sell. Some of them are about LIS, Medicaid, etc. Basically, any little bits of information you want to just sharpen your agent knowledge sword, you can get in Learning Lab. The podcasts are like 5 minutes long, and they have great information that can help for whatever it is that you need. United Healthcare enrollment books. So every year we take it with this. So this year they think they got it down. It's only screwed up until you get used to it. So now what they're doing is the HMO plans, as you can see, they'll all be blue. We have a couple of HMO plans. And you see the color coordination back there. I'm not going to look up there again. The reason for that is when you have them all stacked down and you just need to grab a book, now you're not guessing what book you're grabbing. You know if it's a blue book, it's an HMO plan, etc. They also changed the ancillary benefits. You got a question?
Wouldn't be able to make the gold plan gold?
Oh, no.
All right.
Jeez.
Listen,
Like it used to be?
As the United Healthcare representative, let me say that would make perfect sense. But then what we doing with all the other colors? What we doing with it? There's no HMO color.
Okay, but you can do shades of, you know.
They tried it. They actually tried it one year and got it backwards, and then they just threw it away because the gold was silver and the silver was gold. Go there.
What happened to that guy?
Well, hey, maybe, but let's not do that. So the enrollment guides will be set up with certain colors and so forth. They also changed the enrollment forms that's in the enrollment guide. They eliminated like 25 questions, so they made it smaller. More efficient. That's also on lean as well. So when you go on the lean for AEP, it's actually going to be shorter. The reason they're doing that is because if you're doing more work over the phone, let's get it done over the phone. Not a lot of extra reading lines for you to have to do. So that's also shown in the enrollment guides. Oh, there it is. And the ancillary benefits, which I'm going to talk about, they've all been, every ancillary benefit that a plan has a flyer in the book that goes with that plan. The big deal about that really is just about, I know you guys tell them all of this stuff, but then y'all leave and then they forget. So when they get their book, instead of the first thing they see is that the copay is 0 for their PCP, it's all this ancillary stuff. The reason that for that is because we really want them to use this stuff, because this stuff helps them with life, helps them live a healthier life, helps retain them as members, and at the end of the day, gets referrals and all that type of stuff as well. So they made that change as well in the book. They didn't get the colors down the way that you would think. So they want you to take advantage, they want the members to know what they have to take advantage of, the robust portfolio, value-added benefits, and of course the special needs. All right, United Healthcare, as I stated before, every plan that's available in Charleston County is available in every county in South Carolina, except for Greenwood County, right? And it's the same for every other county with the exception of Greenwood County. A lot of this is national information slide stuff. So they want you to know that they reach 94% of eligible, more than any other carriers, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really matter to me. It's there for your reading pleasure. What I can say is this. United Healthcare is pretty focused on South Carolina. Like, this is a really stronghold state for us. We do well here. I'm not going to get into the rankings and the placings and the satisfaction and all that. We do really well here. So South Carolina is a big focus. Of course, we have the MA only Patriot plan. We have that in HMO and RPPO. And of course, that's a plan for veterans mainly. You have seniors, some seniors that don't want a drug plan or hadn't had one in so long that the late penalty is going to be too much and they skip it. So, but make sure if you're putting someone on the MA only plan that they understand and that you understand that they can't get a Part D with that. I don't know, I can't remember which color that is. I think it's brown. Okay, the largest Medicare Advantage network, we have that. But the reason that's a big deal is because United Healthcare has what they call a national network. So every state that has United Healthcare has a United Healthcare network, meaning that your member can go to any one of these states and utilize the United Healthcare network in that state. That's a big deal and a change away from how HMOs and all of that stuff worked previously, right? So they can go to another state and use the benefits as long as it's a United Healthcare plan in that state, in that network. Last year we had the Insulin Savers Plan. For those that didn't know that last year, they know it this year. You can get your insulin for $35. That's going to take you through the gap as well. All right, that's not necessarily a United Healthcare thing. That was a government thing. We jumped on it last year. I heard other people are jumping on it now. Better late than never. But we were there last year. We're there this year as well. We have access to 0 copay tier 1 retail copays, more access to 0.2 through Walgreens or through Optum. So they can actually get their medications tier 1 and tier 2 for 0 if they go through Walgreens or if they go through the mail order. And that's a big deal because we also have a generic insulin as well. Now, not a lot of people are using those, and with the $35 insulin, most people are going to go with the one that they have and that they use. But in a financial scrap situation, if the doctor will allow it to be prescribed, it's called Lispro, it's tier 2. They can technically do it through Optum and get it for 0. So that's another savings potentially for your member if they shall have it. Pay, 0 premium, y'all see all of that. Oh, 0 labs. Again, last year was 0 labs, all plans 0 labs. So when I get to the plan benefits part, I'll probably mention it one more time. But if they have labs, they get a 0 copay on labs. We have virtual mental health and virtual medical visits. The virtual medical visits are unlimited. The virtual mental health visits are 12, I believe, right? But that's another thing that members can use from their home. They can do it on their laptop, or they can do it on their tablet or their phone, where they can get in contact with the doctor. If they do a medical visit, it's 10 minutes, most. For medical help, you have to do an appointment. The obvious reasons are is because there's not as many mental health doctors available at all times, so you would have to schedule that. But it is a zero copay for our members. The colonoscopy, mammogram zero, that's for your routine visits. If they find something on your routine visit and you have that procedure done, then, like if they do a colonoscopy and they find a polyp and they remove it, then it's covered through the zero. If they leave and come back, it's covered under outpatient. Okay, we have a $0 worldwide emergency room, worldwide meaning outside of the United States. I had somebody ask me, does that count the United States too? Very clever question, the answer is no. But if they go outside the US borders, they can have the emergency room visits for zero. And then we have zero cardiac rehab. And that's a big deal because, as you know, we have a chronic plan where people that have chronic heart failure or cardiovascular disease, if they have a heart attack or if they have surgery, heart surgery or whatever the case may be, they're going to come out and they're going to have to do cardiac rehab. So instead of that being $35 a visit, is zero. That's going to be something that's going to relax people that have heart issues. Okay, exclusive access to benefits and experiences. One thing about United Healthcare, their goal is to own everything that's involved with United Healthcare. So they got rid of Silver Sneakers, they got Renew Active, right? United Healthcare owns that fitness benefit. I had a meeting the other day and somebody was like, oh, y'all got fitness back. No, we had it. It just wasn't Silver Sneakers, so maybe I didn't make a big enough deal about that. Renew Active is our progressive, interactive fitness benefit. But we do the same thing with hearing, dental, vision, everything. United Healthcare's goal is to own it. That way they can control costs, et cetera, pass those savings on. But I'll get into some of those things a little later. So our dual plan. Okay, so with our dual plan, I'm gonna just jump to it. With our dual plan, we have a food and an out over-the-counter benefit, right? On the dual plan that we introduced last year. This year, they're going to combine that into one card. So there's not two cards. Anybody that's on our dual plan, they will have one card for the food and over-the-counter benefit. That can be used in store as well. I get to it. Also on our dual plan, RX is zero. That seems like a dumb moment, except for a lot of people that have Medicare and Medicaid actually pay for medications on some level. So in our dual plan, they won't pay. It's a zero copay for that. I talked about the Liz Pro, the insulin on tier 2, the personal navigator service. All dual members get their own personal navigator. Is that the next slide? No, it's not. Thought I was on it. All dual members get their own personal navigator, right? What that means is that if you have a dual member and they experience hip replacement, any joint replacement, cancer diagnosis, anything traumatic, right? Your dual member is going to get their own personal navigator, which is a case worker for the most part. That person is going to, when they get discharged from the hospital, that person is going to get a call from United Healthcare, their navigator, hi, my name is whoever. And they're going to talk to that member throughout the duration of their process of healing, getting better, whatever the case may be. The benefit of that is that it allows the member to feel like they're taken care of, because we're talking about duals for the most part. It allows the member to feel like they're taken care of. They have somebody checking in, making sure you're going to your doctor's appointments. Do you have transportation? Do you need to schedule another doctor? Are you eating? Whatever the case may be. That person is going to be with them from the point they start to the point that they finish, and hopefully recover all the way with help.
I got a question
Who said that?
right here.
Yes.
The card that we can use for the over-the-counter and the food, where can they use that card?
It's coming up. But to answer your question, because I hate it's coming up because then I'm gonna forget. So over the counter they can use pretty much at Walgreens, Walmart, excuse me?
Food line.
Food Lion, Kroger. They're working on Dollar General. That should be closed. That should be done by the beginning of this. I'm leaving somebody. It's Kroger, Publix, Food Lion, Walmart, Walgreens, of course, or whatever they can get from there. But there's actually a site that you can go to that I'm gonna talk about that'll show you everywhere. But since I'm talking about that now, and prevent me from talking about it later, if you know of a food, a grocery store, like we have one Piggly Wiggly as well. I don't throw that out there, but we have one Piggly Wiggly. And the reason we don't have all Piggly Wigglies is because Piggly Wigglies are individually owned. So in order to get that relationship, we have to be in contact with that Piggly Wiggly. I had an agent last year ask me about a Piggly Wiggly. We got them in. So if you're in an area as an agent that you know there's really no food places close that are in the network, you let me know. We'll send it up. We'll try to get them in. Okay.
Harris.
I don't think we have Harris Teeter.
That's one. He's something Kroger,
But we have Kroger.
Yeah.
Yeah. National Network, insulin, zero drug costs. Any questions about any of that?
Can they use the card at CVS? CVS used to.
I'm not sure about it. I'll check. I don't recall them saying CVS, and so I'm not gonna say yes. If it's in the book, then yes. Wait. That's not a big enough thing to stop this. I'm trying to be done. But I will get back to that. I don't want you to think I'm shutting down your answer. But I'm not sure.
Don't slow them down.
I'm not sure. I talked about the Navigate for Me. So I talked about this for dues. This is also available for your regular member as well. They just don't automatically get it. Okay? So if you know of a member that is having an issue after being discharged from the hospital, so forth and so on, they can actually call in and request one. Now you may say, why we don't do it for everybody? We have like 12 million members. We can't do it for everybody. But the dues, definitely. And anyone that calls in that has one of those type of events. So it's available for everyone. Everyone knows about house calls. The great thing about house calls is that house calls is an annual visit. It's like a doctor's office visit at the house. They can deny it. It's not mandatory. They might have to tell us twice or 3 times that they don't want it. They really want people to get these though. And the reason is because it bridges a lot of gaps in between coverages. So what happens is a nurse practitioner comes out, they get 45 to 60 minutes with your member, they talk about their vitals, they look over their medications. We're just making sure that people are not having adverse situations. They find things like people taking medicine from 2 years ago and now, and they contradict each other, and now that's causing another problem. It's causing you to take another medicine. At the end of the day, we're just trying to make sure people are safe, and they get a gift for it. The gift could be anything from a gift card to something else.
$50?
Not $50.
That's what I got.
I just did one today.
Not $50 is not what I'm saying. Now, this gentleman wants to stand up and say it's $50. He can.
$50 gift card.
That's what he got. I'm not saying that.
Is this,
Okay.
what you're talking, is this only for dual?
No, it's everyone.
Okay.
Yes.
Even the HMO
Yes.
plan? Okay.
Yes. All right. We also have caregiver resources. This right here is just a literally a one-stop shop where caregivers can find resource information. It's not really a monetary thing. The things on it they may have to pay for. Some of it is just community information letting you know where you can go get help. Nobody goes to school to be a caregiver. You just end up being a caregiver. It's not a cool job to have. You know what I mean? You have to have a lot of selflessness, and sometimes it causes you to go crazy. But there are resources available, and this is what that's for, to allow them to find those resources. And anybody can use this. Members, not members, whatever. We also have the Social Government Referrals Program. Now what this is basically, United Healthcare has a third-party vendor that we work with that allows, that reaches out to members. Sometimes like when people need to recertify for Medicaid and they didn't do it. Like if United Healthcare sees that, they're gonna reach out to them and say, hey, you need to do this, and this system will do it. But where it helps you as, yes, this system will do it. Like they will literally call, ask for permission to be like the authority over this situation, which is something I need to bring up. If your member gets one of those letters and they show it to you, and it comes from United Healthcare, it really came from United Healthcare. The name of one of the companies, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a third-party company, and what they're trying to do is get your member extra access to things that they may be able to get that they don't know about. And that's this service. And if you have a member and you know that they may need assistance, and I know a lot of agents help their own members get LIS, and I know agents help their own members get Medicaid, or, you know what I'm saying, assist them on their own time. And that's a beautiful thing, and keep doing that, because that helps your relationship. However, there's a way that it can be done that frees you up to do other things too, and takes that responsibility off of you, and that's this service. No questions about that? Promote the annual wellness visit. That's number 5. And number 8, have your member call you first. If they have a question, have them call you. It's about building the relationship, and it keeps from any confusion happening. Now, United Healthcare has a really good agent of record policy as far as people calling in and getting switched. You end up being the agent of record unless they change from, I don't know, non-like plans. I'm not going to even try to do that in my head. But the best thing is for them to call you, all right, first. If you have an issue that you can't resolve, call me. Well, call PhD, and then if PhD can't resolve it, call me. Because if I have to escalate your issue, they have to have to call a PhD first. You have to call them and then call me. So the first step would be PhD. And do all of these things. You know, trained agents. Most of the people I'm looking at in here, I know have sold before. So do all of these things before you sell. All right, so I'm talking about the ancillary benefits. These are the foundational ancillary benefits: dental, hearing, vision, and Renew Active, the program. Our dental program has 4 levels. Almost all of the plans have level 4. No plan has level 5. Hopefully we can get something like that once we get the star ratings up to a point that we can do it. But right now, everything is at least level 4. With their plans, they get a monetary, like a pool that they can use towards these. Now, what that means is everything level 2 and down, so fillings and nitrous oxide and whatever else is 1, the exams, those are at 0 copay for the member. Anything level 3 to level 4 is at a 50% coinsurance of the Medicare allowable amount. All right, so like I said before, or if I didn't say it, I said it earlier today in a different meeting, the HMO plan has a POS dental portion. So when they go to the dentist, if the dentist says it's going to be $700, and then they have $1,500 dental benefit, they're going to pay half of that $700, and they're going to be left remaining with whatever's left out of their $1,500. That make sense? Okay, good. Y'all up on it. The other group did not. I had to spend some time with that. The Vision Network, we have really good vision benefits as far as monetarily. The way our vision benefits work are the lenses are included. So whatever the financial value of the vision benefit is basically for frames or contacts. All right, lenses up to trifocals are covered. So the vision benefit is for the lenses for the most part. And as you can see, we have LensCrafters, Costco, Sam's, all the usual suspects. We also have a relationship with Warby Parker, excuse me. And Warby Parker is an online internet glasses vision site. Basically, you get to choose your lenses. They send you 5, you pick 1, or if your vision benefit allows for 2, you pick 2. Tell them these are 2 you want. They put the prescription and send it back. All right, but it's just another thing to make it easier for people to move around if that's the way they choose. And there's also United Healthcare Vision that they can go to as well. The fitness benefit. So Renew Active. Members are allowed to go to any of these participating network people that you see above. The Y, Planet Fitness, Goals, 24-Hour Fitness, Curve, even premium things like Orange Theory, where they only do classes. Your members can go to that as well, right? They also can take a caregiver with them. Now, this is not saying that your membership allows for 2 people. So it's not a dual membership, but if they have a caregiver that has to go with them while they're doing whatever, they can take that person with them as well. That person cannot go without the member though, just for clarity. But also the thing about Renew Active is, I said it's interactive. You can go on the site and actually have a personal training visit. You get one of those. They have videos, yoga, exercise, that type of stuff you can do. And they also have an interactive community of people online, kind of like Fitbit or whatever the case may be. Conscious steps, you can be working with your auntie in California if you want to compete against each other for fitness goals. And they set fitness goals every month. So if you meet those goals, you get a $10 gift card every month you meet the goals. And that's $120 potentially for the year if you hit all of your goals. So there's actually a monetary thing to that as well. You have a question?
I got a client who's got the AARP meds up, and does she still have silver sneakers?
She does.
Okay, so the Renew Active not with the meds up. Okay.
Not yet.
She's got the workout videos, and she said she has silver sneakers, and I wasn't sure
Yeah.
if it had transferred over.
If they're on the mess up, they still have silver sneakers.
Okay.
They haven't made that change yet.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions about, oh, and if they should go to something, if you have a high functioning senior, they go to like Orange Theory because they want to do a HIT course. There's a limit on those. The limit is 8 though. So it's like the unlimited version is the highest level you can have at Orange Theory. The next level is 8 visits a month. So that's actually a whole lot. The hearing benefit, we have a very large hearing network as well as many available models of hearing aids that they can get. And last year, the hearing aid benefit was, for those people that had to pay for their hearing aids, was between $375 and $2,045, I think. They moved it from $375 to $1,425. So you can actually get the highest end hearing aids through this plan for a max amount of $1,425. And hearing aids are like $3,000, $4,000 a pop. So if people are having hearing issues, this is a big benefit for them to have because they can get it at almost a 60–70% discount rate on some of their hearing aids. Okay. So, Mom's Meals, the bottom right-hand corner. Mom's Meals were only on a couple of our plans. This is a post-discharge meals benefit. So what that is if your member's been in the hospital and they've been admitted to the hospital for more than 3 days and then released, they'll have the opportunity to benefit from their Mom's Meals plan, which is 14 meals, 7 days worth of food, specifically set up to whatever their dietary restrictions are available to them once they leave the hospital. So how that works is that someone will call in, someone from United Health Cares will actually call out to the member, see if they want to utilize this benefit. If they say yes, then they call back into Mom's Meals, and Mom's Meals then reaches out to the person to find out what they're literally trying to make this meal to something that you're going to eat. So they're going to ask what you like and what you don't like, and then match it up towards whatever your dietary restrictions are. Rather that's high sodium, high sugar, low sugar, whatever the case may be. And that's been extended to most of our plans now. The nurses hotline is a 24/7 hotline. Transportation available on one-way trips on all of the plans. I'm gonna talk about healthy foods and over-the-counters. Most of the plans now have over-the-counter benefits as well. Only one plan has over-the-counter and healthy food, and that's the dual plan. And then the personal emergency response systems. So those are available in all the plans except for our RPPO plan, which is the $49 plan, which nobody in here is going to sell. When I get to that slide, I'm skipping right by it. If you have an affinity for that, talk to me after the meeting. And nobody in here sells that plan. All right, we also have a PPO plan, and the PPO plan doesn't have personal PERS. Thank you. PERS is through Philips Lifeline, though. No, it doesn't have it. But what that basically is a monitor. I fall and I can't get up. To paraphrase, hopefully nobody sues me because I shouldn't use that phrase, but that everyone knows that. And we have a model now that has GPS. I think we did that last year or the year before. So if you have someone that's active and on the go, I would suggest that they get the GPS model. They have to call in to get it, but it's available to them at no cost.
They have to specifically ask the GPS model.
Yes. But they'll ask you. There's like 3 models that you can get. They'll ask you. If someone lives in a really, really rural area and cell phone service is bad out there, and they're going to be out there the most times, I wouldn't get them the GPS one because it might give them a false sense of security, and then you don't have the GPS pinging the way it's supposed to. All right. The foods. So if you go to healthysavings.com, /UAC/stores, and this is actually in their material, and I can send it to everybody. But what that does is it pulls up the food areas, the grocery stores that are participating in the area. So you can do that before you even go out to meet the person or over the phone. You can pull it up and say, there are these many grocery stores that participate in the plan for, that you have. And now on that benefits, I think. Yes? Yes. Any questions about any of that other stuff that I talked about? Fantastic. So we have two HMO plans, as you know, Plan 1 and Plan 2. Plan 1 is a zero premium plan. Plan 2 is a $24 premium plan. Of course, the $24 premium plan has richer benefits. But also, if you're dealing with someone that has 100% LIS, the $24 plan is zero. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with people and you're going against which HMO plan to use. HMO plan 2, if they have LIS, 100% is zero. So why not give them the best benefits that they can have, despite the fact that it has a $24 premium that they won't pay at that time. The maximum out of pocket on Plan 1 is $5,900 and on Plan 2 is $4,500. The difference in specialists is $45 for Plan 1 and $30 for Plan 2. Even the inpatient hospital is 325 days 1 through 6 on Plan 1 and 295 days 1 through 6 on Plan 2. Zero copay for all labs, telehealth included. There's a $1,500 dental level 4 on both plans. The eyewear is $200 on Plan 1 and $300 on Plan 2 every 2 years. And again, lenses are included, so we're talking about frames or contacts for the vision benefit.
Does that include bifocals?
Yes, it does, sir. It has the new active fitness. Both plans have over the counter. It's $50 for Plan 1 and $100 for Plan 2. Now the OTC for these plans, they have to do it through. They can't go in the store. They have to do it through catalog. So that's either mail, phone, or email. So they go in the catalog, pick what they want, and we ship it to them no cost. All right, but I don't want anybody to be confused. They can't go in the store to do that. And then it has nurse line. Oh, I'm sorry. And then the hearing aids is $375, $1,425. Again, you can get these services and you get these aids every 2 years replaced. The nurse line, PERS, meals benefit, etc. Any questions about those? Okay. All right, so I spoke earlier about the PPO plan, and we had this PPO Choice Plan 1 last year. This is available everywhere except for Greenwood. And it's a zero premium, maximum out of pocket of $5,935 for the specialist, 335 days, 1 through 5 inpatient hospital visits. There is a RX deductible of 95 tiers 3 through 5, something I skipped. On all the plans that have a zero copay, it's a tier 1 coverage gap availability. So basically, the tier 1 drugs are not going to, those drugs are not going into the coverage gap at all. That's covered on all the plans. I think I might have skipped that on. I did. So they have full gap coverage on tier 1. This plan though has $1,000 dental on level 4. So it's one of the few plans that doesn't have $1,500. And if dental is an issue, that's something to keep in mind. It does have level 4, but it's only $1,000. They have I shouldn't say only, it's $1,000. It's $200 eyewear, and they get $40 over-the-counter benefits. So that plan was available last year, a plan used a lot actually, because it gives the flexibility. But with our network being so strong now at this point, well, whatever. It does have the flexibility going in and out of network. Now, what you see here in the middle is the Choice Plan 2. And this plan is mainly for 100% LIS members. Now, if they're not 100% LIS, this plan has $29 copay and a $6,900 out-of-pocket maximum. But it's really for LIS members, and the reason I say that is, bless you, it does have $10 low on ambulatory surgical care and outpatient, and then it has everything else that Plan 1 has. It has a $395 deductible, but if they're 100% LIS, of course, that's not there. And then what this plan does is it kind of amps up the ancillary benefits. So whereas Plan 1 is $1,000, Plan 2 is $1,500. And whereas Plan 1 is $200, Plan 1 is $200, Plan 2 is $300. And the over-the-counter is $100 more. So ultimately, I think what's happening here is this plan is not only set up for LIS people by giving them more ancillary benefits if they're 100% LIS, but I think this is a plan that in the future is going to grow into something else. But this is here this year, Choice Plan 2. Anyone selling in the upstate? Yes. So we have the Medicare Advantage Walgreens PPO plan available in Cherokee, Greenville, Pickens, and Spartanburg. So it's a 4-county plan. It has a Part B rebate of $30, a $6,700 maximum out of pocket. Specialists are $35, and inpatient hospital is $350 days 1 through 5. The ambulatory surgical care is from 0 to 250 or 0 to 350 for outpatient. That 0 that you see there basically is all of the preventative stuff like the colonoscopy, mammograms, etc. But the top end price is the most that they're going to pay for any particular service that they get. Virtual medical health visits, it has a $95 tier, 3 through 5. Plan 0, tier 1 and 2 are 0 on that plan. And it also has a $1,000 dental. And it doesn't have over the counter either.
Quick question.
Yes.
The $35 brand name insulin is across the board on all
Yes,
plans?
across all plans. So these are the Patriot plans that I spoke of. The HMO, AARP, Medicare Advantage Patriot, and the United Healthcare, which is an RPPO plan. Again, these plans don't have any drug plan aligned with them. It's mainly for veterans. It works very well with VA benefits. The HMO plan has a $40 plan, Part B rebate. And the RPPO plan has a $30 plan. And the difference between the two, of course, is the RPPO, they can go in and out of network at no additional cost. The specialist difference are $30 and $45, $30 for the HMO and $45 for the RPPO. The inpatient hospital visits are $295 days 1 through 6, or $395 days 1 through 4 on the RPPO plan. In ambulatory surgical care, there's a big difference there. HMO is $195, outpatient is $295, whereas it's $335 across the board on the RPPO plan. Both plans have $1,500 dental, and that's a kick up of $500 on the RPPO plan from last year. The eyewear benefits are $300 for the HMO plan and $200 for the RPPO plan. Both plans have the Renew Fitness, and I feel like that, maybe it was 35 last year, so it's 40, the over the counter for the RPPO plan and 100 for the HMO plan. And those are the Patriot plans from United Healthcare, MA only plans. This is the $49 plan, so I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to skip that. But this is the Silver plan. These are the Legacy Care Improvement Plus plans. So the Silver plan is a plan where you have to have, both of our chronic plans, you have to have either diabetes, chronic heart failure, or cardiovascular disease. And when I say either, you can have all of them, but you got to have at least one of them. And on the silver plan, that plan is situated for people that have Medicare and full Medicaid, right? You don't have to have full Medicaid to be on that plan though, for complete transparency. It just works a lot simpler if they do. And if they have full Medicaid, then everything is as you see here with like most dual plans is zero. They do get $3,500 of dental, and that's no cost sharing. So that's $3,500 that they can use to have dental services. They also get $300 every year for eyewear. So this is another difference. Most plans are every 2 years. They can get it every year, $300 worth of eyewear. Renew Fitness is also on the plan, and they get a $315 per quarter OTC. And that comes with a debit card that they can use in store. So they get $315 per quarter that they can use in store. And then $2,500 worth of hearing aid allowances on the silver plan. Now with that OTC, that actually does roll over quarter to quarter. And that's gonna be different in the dual plan, because the dual plan is you use it or you lose it. Our gold plan is for our chronic members that have the same illnesses: heart failure, vascular disease, diabetes. It has a $19 premium. With 100% LIS is $1.65, $1.70, excuse me, that they will pay for that premium. It has $6,700 maximum out of pocket, $40 for specialists, 335 days 1 through 5, 0 to 335 ambulatory surgical care outpatient. It has mental health and virtual visits. It does have a 210 deductible on tiers 4 through 5, but most of the medications, the usual medications for heart failure and insulin and so forth, is tier 3 and below. So again, if you're ever just looking at that, it has $1,000 of dental, and this is the other thing, is level 3. So I can go back to that slide, but they actually have less dental flexibility on the gold plan. It has Renew Active. They added that this year so that our chronic members can get some gym access. And then it has the hearing aids, nurse line. Transportation is 36 one-way trips. Everybody understands how the one-way trips work, right? Right? Yeah, still. And it has miles, meals, etc.
Did you say that with the LIS is $1.95?
$1.70. And lastly is the dual plan. Zero copay on medicine, zero labs, OTC and healthy food benefit combined, $155 a month. So they can use that food benefit for $155 a month, or they can split it up and use over the counter how they want to. So every month, a dual member has access to $155 per month that they can use on food, or over the counter, or some combination of both. That's a benefit of $1,860 a year worth of food. I might have been off on the math a little bit. Either way, that's a huge benefit. Last year, that benefit was $35 that they could use for food. This year, they can use it for food at $155 per month. That does not roll over at all. So they have to use it. You can use it in store. You can use your over-the-counter in store. It keeps a tally at the end of your receipts that shows you how much money you have left for the month. So you put that with whatever assistance they may be getting through SNAP, or I didn't mean to snap while I say SNAP, but Happy Connections, etc. Yeah, I know. They can use that on top of that. So that's life-changing. Like I don't want to mispresent that. That is life-changing, period, that they can have on our dual plan. They also get 48 one-way visits to locations, and they get everything else. They get $3,500 worth of hearing aids. They get $350 per year for eyewear, and then they get $3,500 worth of dental up to level 4, which means technically they could get dentures if they can fit it under that $3,500. And there are places that you can get that done. So that dual benefit Oh, also, there's no other dual plan. Is that the next slide? Yeah. There's no other dual plan. So to anybody that you have that is on our other dual plan, the legacy plan, that plan is going away. And all they're gonna do is map those people over to the new dual plan. So you don't have to do anything with them. Don't waste time with them. Even if you go out to see them and switch them, we switching them too. It's gonna be a dual app. Don't do it. If you have a dual member that's not on this plan and is on the other dual plan, they're mapping them over. No extra work for you. That's being done now.
Well, you go and there's one that, you wanna be the agent of record. If there's another agent of record in the house, and I go there and switch them,
Oh yeah, now that's different.
okay.
Now that's different.
Okay.
You don't get that one.
But you know what? You know what? No, it's not different. It's not. Correction. It's not different, because we're changing them. So
If I get there before you,
how are you gonna get there? You can't do it before AEP.
right, I got you.
And we're changing them the whole 3 months.
Okay,
So
so-
again, back to my original statement, don't waste your time.
Got 2 more days.
Okay, okay,
Okay. But he's gotta find one
right.
and switch them. That's a
Yeah.
lot of burn up
So
there.
that existing agent of record will
Yes.
just be that agent of record,
Mhm.
regardless if somebody else
Mhm.
comes in the house.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Yep. Now,
Back on your prior slide, what is the deductible, for full LIS
oh,
on tiers?
you asking me about the LIS price? Is that
Yeah.
what, I can't, I didn't
What's
hear.
the deductible? For,
On which plan? If they're 100% LIS, there's no deductible. Is that what you're asking?
yeah, that's what I was asking.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm answering the right question. So yeah, don't waste your time with that. If you have someone if you have a member in Greenwood, that is the exception. You might want to go to Greenwood, because if they have a chronic condition, they're going to try to move them to Silver. But if they don't have a chronic condition, they won't have a plan in Greenwood with us. So for that, you might want to make the travel if you have Greenwood business. Because our dual plan is a PPO plan, and Greenwood is not a county that's covered. So that might be the exception. And those are the LIS premiums for all the plans. So basically, if they have 100% LIS, it's zero on all of our plans except the gold plan, which is $1.80, and the $49 plan, which is $17, which we're not selling. Now, you might have members that stay on it. Amazingly, we have people that won't leave that plan. I don't understand. But some people like what they like. So, but no, you're not selling that. We should not have anybody buying, yeah, don't order that book. And I think that's it. So, questions?
Can we get these slides? You're gonna send it to me?
Yep.
Okay.
Questions? No questions?
No, I do.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
The, Freestyle Libre Index.
Oh! Yes.
Probably good news.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. So Freestyle Libre and Dexcom, okay, now this is a whole nother thing, but Freestyle Libre and Dexcom are also available to our members. And for those that are unfamiliar, Freestyle Libre is the non-poke blood sugar tester. That's available. If the easiest way to do it, I don't get paid to say this one, but the easiest way to do it is we have a vendor, American Diabetes Services. Her name is Brenda Anderson. I'll send the flyer. Brenda is so fantastic because if you have a member that has diabetes or have any of the chronic illnesses, and you call her, literally their insulin products will be at their house before they get their card from United Healthcare. So I'm gonna send that to you if you don't have it. Yeah, y'all have the flyer.
Yeah, we have all
Yeah,
that,
yeah. So Brenda is where you wanna go for that. But yes, Freestyle Libre, Dexcom covered.
The prioritization.
Yes.
Do you have to be on the gold to get that, or can you be on the regular PPO and still
No,
get
you can actually be on the regular PPO.
Now, they do not take Humana, just so you know. You can call Brenda on any of the Humana plans. That's
Why would you even bring up Humana?
Well, that's one of the things.
Wait till I walk out like that. Not to anybody else. Anyway,
That's so no.
any other questions? You got them after me. Let me have them now. Any other questions?
No?
No?
Okay.
Y'all have a good day.
All right. Now let's talk about it.
She's still right here. She's still right there.
Good. we actually did during the middle of the year, and I think they tried to get out of communication on it. There was some confusion in the beginning.
I have clients that has been.
Not late. That's what I come for. I come for that.
Okay, so as soon as I take over.
What do you think, Scott? 5-minute break?
Working on it. So as Daniel leaves here, yeah. Go on 5-minute break? All right.
Kicking me out, right?
Everybody take a 5-minute break. Let's get back together, and hopefully this will only be about 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, yeah, there should be some there. We got flyers, I can get more too. Okay.
Before I go, Scott is kicking me out. Before I go, does anybody need my card? Anybody knows where to get my card?
Let's start with
Oh, yeah, they are. They're just saying when they work out, they don't know what anymore. And people go back and go, she has them in the back. Oh, it's not doing it, 'cause she's like,
TV's on. Yeah, but that's on, I can see that. I figured the after TV.
John. I think Scott needs your help.
What's that?
Scott needs your help.
Yeah, because it's all too lucky. So what's going to happen?
You heard that?
You want to go out to the same when you're submitting that, and then click the answer button.
He's a bunch of names.
Does that work? Oh, yeah. Did you go up there, Max? Okay.
Can I give him his?
Thank you.
Oh, it's here.
Yeah, but you can't turn the other, you go on.
Oh.
Thank you, sir.